First, without further ado, I want to introduce Jeffrey Evans. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm sorry we tried to get you on a few minutes early, but apparently the email didn't go through or something.
And on top of that, I am not a Google Hangouts expert, so I
Gotcha.
may have a question or two as we go along.
Gotcha. Well, I'll kind of give you a brief introduction, even though this is the first time I've actually met you, other than talking to you via support. Jeffrey, you develop products, correct?
Yes, software.
Software products, right? And guys, I've got turned on to several of his products through the Sendwire Black Group, which Jason Johnson runs. You guys know he's a member of Mastermind as well. But I ran. You have some of the Sendwire Buddy. That's your program, right? Sendwire Buddy.
It is correct.
Okay. And then most recently, what you're going to be talking about, which Jeff's going to be talking about today, is Buddy VIP, which is a poking tool. It's a video SEO poking tool. It's really cool. I picked it up last week, or maybe a week and a half ago, or 2 weeks ago, whatever, to play with it. And I've got to play with it several times, and it's a really cool tool. It saves a lot of time. You guys know, those of you that are students of us and attended the Hangout Millionaire webinars that we did, I was using Hangout Millionaire to do most of the poking stuff, which is a great tool, but it's expensive. And it's a bot that takes a long time to go through the processes. But the tool that Jeffrey's going to show today, called Buddy VIP, can do this very, very quickly. What Hangout Millionaire does, it's only a one-time charge instead of a monthly recurring. So it's a much more economical version of what we were doing with Hangout Millionaire to poke keywords, or basically to test keywords. So with that said, Jeffrey, I don't want to hold you up, man. If you want to jump into a presentation, I'd be happy to lock the screen on you.
I appreciate that. My screen is up and ready to be shared.
Okay. Just click the screen share button. I've got it locked on you now.
Okay, so let me see where do I grab that?
That's in the left-hand sidebar. You'll see a screen share button. It's a green background with a white arrow.
All right, let me see where I got completely lost here, because everything disappeared when I switched to my presentation.
You should see a screen share button from inside the Hangout window.
Yeah, what I've lost is the Hangout window.
Check your taskbar, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Because it's probably a pop-out window. They usually Hangouts will, when you join a Hangout, it'll be a pop-out window instead of in a tab.
Right, right. And I'm just getting rid of some other garbage up here. Let's see. Oh, yes. Well, here we go. Come on, show yourself.
Reveal yourself.
Screen share. And let's go with this is a little tricky, but we'll have it in just a second.
All right, no worries. So the Buddy VIP tool is quite cool, man. Like I said, it speeds up the process of what I was doing with Hangout Millionaire a hell of a lot. So it's once you guys get to see the demonstration of it today, it's pretty cool. It will give you the ability to check if keywords will rank without having to spend a lot of time. And then after that, so it does the discovery for you, essentially the research. So it's very cool. All right, we're seeing this thing now.
I'm still in a quandary as to what's happening. Is I'm not seeing. I remember I've been through this once before.
I can see your screen now. You just lost it though. You just had it up, but then you clicked that green button again, and we lost it.
Okay, but what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the screen that I actually want to show you. You're seeing my screen now, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'm going to ask you, does this change? Do you see it changed when I did that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it says video poking?
Yep. We're looking at your Google Slides right now.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Good. All right. Let's see if we can get the rest of this to go a little smoother. What this is about is finding places that we can rank videos with absolutely no work. All right. Now that doesn't mean you're not going to have to put in work to make a video that converts, but in terms of finding the places that we can do it, this is a pretty cool situation. As you look at the background in all of these videos, or all of these slides, that's where I live. This is Pattaya Beach in Thailand. Who am I and why you don't care? First, the who am I? This is my picture, and this is actually going to become a little bit important later on. Okay? I spent 8 years in the Coast Guard, 7 years with NYPD. I was the CEO of a software engineering firm in Boston. I'm a commercial licensed pilot, and the most important thing on this slide is I was last employed in 1994. I started doing business online in '97, learned SEO, missed several gold rushes, entered internet marketing space as a vendor in 2008, opened an outsourcing company. We did SEO outsourcing, and now we do automation software development. Currently living in Pattaya, Thailand, and why you don't care. Let's see. What I'm going to show you just works. Who I am makes no difference. There went 60 seconds of your life that you'll never get back. I'm going to show you how less than 5 minutes of work can bring life-changing results. This really is kind of amazing. Now, way back when, I played with Hangout Millionaire, and frankly, I never used it for this purpose. So perhaps it's good for this. I don't know. I just I was trying to get things to rank and get some results out of it, and it was in the early days of it, and I just wasn't having the luck. So what is video poking? Video poking is putting a video on YouTube with the desired keyword in the title, description, and tags, and checking to see if you have immediate rankings. This is not new, but recently I saw it with a twist. Rather than uploading a video, someone was using YouTube's Creative Commons videos to do this. What is Creative Commons? Well, basically, there are a bunch of different kinds of Creative Commons licenses, but they say that if something is licensed under Creative Commons, you're allowed to use it, and the different licenses determine how much attribution you have to do. So, we don't care. And the reason we don't care is because we use these videos to gather our data, and then we delete them. All right? We're not leaving anything behind for someone else to come and look at. The manual process. We go to YouTube, we search for a keyword, and we filter it by the Creative Commons license. We change the title, tags, and description to the keyword phrase. We save that, we wait a few minutes, and we check the rankings to see if we achieved anything, and then we delete our video. It's been a completely manual process until now. Little background, I was one day I was watching somebody's training for a program that was teaching people how to do this manually. And they were selling this program for this training for $497.
I'm familiar
and as I'm watching, pardon me?
Yeah, I'm familiar with that training. I saw the same presentation you did. So.
Right, right. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, get to the software, get to the software, get to the software. And finally, the guy comes up with, if you're one of the first 50, I had this piece of software that will extract your URLs so that you can put them into your favorite rank tracker to see how you're doing. And I'm like, really? Really? No software with that? So anyway, let's go down here a little bit. I took the information, and I am a programmer myself, but I also have a programmer that I employ out of Pakistan, and I sent it to him, and I said, make this happen. Now, for some reason in this guy's webinar, he believed this could not be done, right? All right, so What I've done to save time is I have made a video, and we're just going to fly through this video through the magic of a time warp. Are you seeing the video now, or do I need to play with Hangouts?
No, I can see. We can see the dashboard of Buddy VIP.
Okay, very good. All right. Now, you guys are actually going to see some things on this that nobody has seen yet. I mean, nobody. This has been out for a little more than a month, and we are already at version 3.4. So let me show you a couple things that nobody has seen yet. All right. One of them is that under the utilities, and I don't know, some of you may know who Keith Baxter is. Keith Baxter put in a post in the group. He says, does anybody know of a tool that I can go and check all of my accounts, because I've got probably 1,000 YouTube accounts. So we put an account status checker in here. Now, previously I was telling people use the delete videos key before you run. It would go through all of your accounts, log in, delete any videos that were there, right? But it wasn't keeping track for you. You had to watch it. So with the account status checker, it actually goes in, it checks the account, and then it marks whether everything's okay or not in a file. Pretty cool, actually. The other new feature is this one. You'll appreciate this, Bradley. We were checking all the way out to page 5 to see if something was ranking. And I really only care about page 1. Rarely do I care about page 2, right? Now we let you tell us how far to go in your rank checking.
Cool.
So you can specify how many pages. Yeah, it's all right. So that's the two new things that nobody has seen before. We also have 3 secret features that we don't discuss in webinars. All right, we do an NDA before we tell you about those. But what we do is we take these terms and we paste them into this box, and typically they are your keyword, comma, and your location. And because of where I am in Pattaya, Thailand, because I'm searching locally, I don't need to use any proxies or anything. Okay, so I just put in motorbike rental, comma, Pattaya motorbike rental, comma, Nakula, etc. Right, for a total of about 9 there. And something we added a couple versions ago is because Holly told us that for some of her stuff, she gets more traffic out of YouTube than she does Google. And so we give you a choice as to check none, Google, or YouTube. All right, and you say, well, why would you check none? Because we have another option over here under utilities. Test results will go and recheck everything that's in the file where this stuff has been getting saved. All right, so we come over here and we put in our YouTube account information. I purposely deleted it out because this video will get sent out to a bunch of people. So it's your email, comma, password, comma, and if you're going to use it, your IP :port. All right, and there are times that I use it, and I'll show you when in a few minutes. Whether we're going to operate on multiple accounts or a single account, we come over into settings and we say how many videos we want to put on each account on each patch. You could repeat the account 15 times, but what I do typically here is I will set this to 5, and I won't post more than 5 videos at a time to an account. So 5 goes on, it moves to the next account. Say I've got 10 accounts. I can take those same 10, list them again, and then an additional 5 will be put on each channel or each account. All right. So after we've done that, just our basic setups, we have a couple of options in browser if we want to use them. You can decide to run the browser hidden. I don't recommend it, but you can do it. It works fine, but it's just easier to see what's going on. All right. And from the last time I ran this, which was just before this call, the status up here, when it went and it checked the videos, it said videos ranked was 4. Let me show you what this thing looks like when it's running. So I just come up and I hit the play button. And what it does is it launches an instance of Firefox. Logs into the YouTube account, and it's going to take the keyword I provided it, and it's going to use that to search for a Creative Commons video. And then when it finds it, it's going to save a copy of it, and then it's going to go edit the properties of it. And we'll just let this run through a couple so you can get an idea as to what it looks like.
I like how the text types out instead of just pastes in, because that looks more natural.
We do that intentionally. Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have random delays put throughout this. We've really tried to, there are some people who are going to come out and abuse it. We've really tried to make it not as big of a burden on YouTube and not so obvious as to what we're doing. And when you get to find out what those secret features are, you'll understand why we really don't want those getting out. But I will tell you that they have nothing to do with the poking. They have to do with what happens after. Okay, so you see we put this basic information in here. And once the basic information is filled out, this browser is going to go to the next video. And when it's done the number of videos that it's supposed to for this account, that browser will close, a new browser will open, and it will log into a new YouTube account. Are there any questions so far?
I haven't been watching. Adam, are you watching the page, the events page?
Yeah, I'm just flipping over there right now. Nope, nothing yet.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to, through the magic of movies, I'm going to speed this up. All right? So here it is logging into the next YouTube account. We keep going, we keep going, we keep going. And then we get down to the part where you don't normally see this. This is the log files. You could look at it if you wanted to. But that was my my programmer. I said something wasn't behaving properly, and he wanted to make sure it was now, because this is a brand new version. We have only had in the say in the 5 weeks that we've been up, we've only had, I think, 16 new versions.
Wow.
And
yeah, I was going to say some of the features that you just showcased. I didn't even see, and I ran it probably 3 days ago, 4 days ago. So you must have just released a new version. Is that correct?
Yes, we have, and this one hasn't even been released. But
Gotcha.
We released a new version, I think, yesterday, maybe the day before. I lose track of time.
Yeah.
This is version 3.4. All right. So what it's doing here is it goes through and it searches the pages to see where your stuff is. All right. And it records it into a file, and when it gets down to the end of the story, you get something like this, where it's telling you that it added 8 videos. That means there was one video for some reason it didn't create, and it ranked 4 of them. All right. Now, I'm going to talk about poking accounts for a minute, because poking accounts and publishing accounts are different. All right. A poking account should be an absolute bare minimum YouTube account. You don't need to double verify it. You absolutely don't want to hook it up to your Google+. All right, and I'm going to show you why. These are the results that came out of that run right there. So there were 3 of them on page 1. One of them was at number 1, 2 of them were at number 2, and 1 was on page 2 at position 14. Okay? Let's go take a look at those results. All right, you back to seeing my browser?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One 22 minutes ago, right? Now this is kind of funny because you'll see this name here, Frank Thomas on January 12th. Here's another one, Frank Thomas on January 12th. Anybody know who Frank Thomas is?
Yeah, he used to be a member of our mastermind. He's no longer, but yes, we know who he is.
Okay, well, he's the guy who owns Livestream Genius.
Right.
Right? And this one down here, Walsh, this showed up. For some reason, we ended up with 2 here. Right? We ended up, Nakula and Nangpru both ranked for that same keyword. So we show up twice here. And then as I go down, this is why you don't want your Google Plus enabled. All right? This is all the way back to January 8th and January 10th when we were doing our initial testing and I was using my personal account. But it's good to know because when you go to put these into a publishing account, and I know from your training, Bradley, that you have people hook their Google Plus up no matter what.
Mm-hmm. But not for test accounts. But for syndication accounts, yes, but not for this. Right.
Right. But when you go to actually publish, you want that Google Plus hooked up because here's a situation where you're going to get multiple rankings.
Right.
All right. If it was weak enough, in competition to rank the original video, then the Google Plus will rank. Now, the other thing that I tell people to do is, all right, number one, when you're done poking and you have your results, delete the videos. You don't need them in there anymore. All right. Number two, when you're putting them over to your publishing account, your real video, you want to, even though you can rank this easily, you want to do the real on-page optimization. You want to put the real description in, the real title. You want to get all of the right tags. Since you're in the IFTTT program, you're going to want to hook it up so that you're automatically building backlinks to it, even though they aren't needed for it to rank. What they're going to do is they're going to help keep somebody from poking past you.
Right.
Okay? All righty.
And so, and you've got the delete function right in the software. So you just click the button, and about 3, 4, 5 minutes later, all the videos have been deleted.
Right, right. And the key word that's used there, Bradley, is all. All right? So if you do this on your personal account and you click delete, it's going to warn you, and then it's going to delete all the videos in your account.
Right.
Here we are again. Here's another set of results, and you see once again the Google Plus showing up here. And this one is from January 12th. This one was number 2, 18 minutes before. Okay. And what did we have here? This is January 12th. This was 19 minutes before I ran this. And once again, the Google Plus listings. All right. Some people have asked me, can you use this for something other than local? All right. Can you use it for CPA, for whatever? This past week, this tool came out. Some of you may have bought this. And I picked it up, and just playing around, I threw some filters in here. Feel free to write these down if you have this tool, right? And what I said is I want the difficulty of 60 and below, and that basically gets me this all green, all right? Then I says, give me a traffic value of $50,000 a month minimum, and commercial intent of at least 90%. And I took what it had, I took the 50 words, and there are a lot of words that you wouldn't even use, right? It just made no sense whatsoever. Most of these do. And I localized them with Fresno. Out of the 50, it created 38 videos. That tells me that there was 12 that it didn't find any Creative Commons stuff for. And out of the 38, 11 showed up in the rankings, but on that day we were still processing 5 pages. But I want to tell you that there were about 4 of them, 4 or 5, that were showing up on page 1.
Wow.
We're talking about terms that have a traffic value of $50,000 a month. Now, you're not going to get that out of a single city, but Fresno, California has 500,000 people. How many cities are the size of Fresno and smaller that you could go and target like this?
Yeah, right.
And one of those was a medical alert thing, and I made a video of all of this, and I put it in the group, and I wasn't trying to be discriminating at all, and I should have been. But this particular thing had like 12,100 searches a month, and I think the pay-per-click on it was like $12.50. And all of the traffic value stuff I got was between 50,000 and 80,000.
Hmm.
Right. So, I mean, you can go over to OfferVault and you could put the title of each of the offers in there and see what comes back. And if you don't get something back you're interested in, then try localizing it.
Yeah. Very cool. So yeah, it can be used for more than local, and plus you can just localize regular phrases or you know, even affiliate offers and things like that. That's a lot of our members also have used things like SERPshaker or Lead Gadget and do the same thing using WordPress sites. So this is a way to do it with videos, guys. It's a way to find out very quickly what you can rank for.
Real quick, guys, too, there are a few questions. If you want to check them out, I'm not sure if we want to answer them right now or you want to save them till the end. But there's 2 or 3.
I'm happy to answer. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. The first one from Walt was just saying, "Is this created with Ubot Studio?" He's just curious.
Yes, it is.
Oh, cool. Okay. And then Daniel's asking, "Are you going to be able to support multiple threads?" I would love to see this run with approximately 200 accounts and proxies.
Okay, it does not and is not going to support multiple threads, and honestly, you don't need it to.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First off, you have, when we sell it, we give it with 2 licenses, so or 2 installations on the license, right? And what I tell people to do is there's one of the tricks to running this. All right, take notes. This is very important. You take your left hand and you put it in your left pocket. And you take your right hand and you put it in your right pocket. And don't touch it when it's running. All right? Because if you go clicking around the screen, you can confuse the bot as to where it's at. Right?
Yeah.
And so we've had people who have overnight, right? Here's some examples. We had one guy. He's one of my favorite stories, Aaron, because he's a college kid with 2 children, 1 newborn, and he put this to work. I won't give you his niche, but I will tell you that where he lives in this niche, and it's a competitive niche, he came up with 200 keywords overnight that in this single niche that have a lead value of $17 to $40. Okay, in a single niche. We had another guy come up with 19 keywords overnight that the cost per click is $175 a piece.
It must be an attorney keyword.
Probably. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at this list here, right, and I see one of these is it says accident attorney, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm absolutely amazed at, what blew me away about this when I got to playing with it, was I was amazed at how many terms were available. I mean, it just, you look at some, you say, oh no, that's going to be way too competitive, right? Don't prejudge any of that. Just say, is it a buying keyword? And if it is, push it through. But probably the best way to run this, if you don't have a VPS, is to let it run overnight.
Yeah.
Give it a nice fat list of keywords and locations and let it run overnight.
Very good.
In
All right,
the morning.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
In the morning, get your results, there's a file that it produces. It gets your results, and then hit that delete button. Next question.
Let's see. Daniel was asking, do you clear Flash, cookies, etc. to ensure accounts won't be closed?
Okay, I won't use that word to ensure accounts won't be closed. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I personally have never lost an account doing this so far. And I've used it with and without proxies. When I go after stuff that's on this, like this list here, I have to use proxies. And the reason I have to use proxies is because I'm sitting over here in Patea. When it goes and it does the search to check you out, it uses that proxy once again so that I can get results out of the US.
Right.
All right? And if you're in a foreign country, you can use UTF-8 files if you've got funny characters, and we handle most of that pretty well. If you're living in Turkey, I guess there's some characters there that we don't handle well. All right? But we are doing a couple of things. When we open that Firefox browser, one of the things we do is you're starting off with a private instance of the browser. And I actually ran it today. I didn't even realize I was doing it until after I did it. But I ran it today while I was still signed into my Gmail account. All right. I'm not recommending you do that, but I did it without any ill consequences. We also turn off, inside the software, we block WebRTC. Are you guys familiar with WebRTC?
Yep. Sure are.
Okay. So we block WebRTC. It's one of the things I had to do before I came on this webinar was unblock my WebRTC.
Uh-huh.
Because Hangouts is one of the things you can't use if you do that.
Okay, cool. The next question was, this one really I can answer. It's from Dan. He asked, does this eliminate the need for Hangout Millionaire? Getting on late, but I just heard Bradley mention that this does for videos what SERPShaker did for websites. Dan, this is not a replacement for Hangout Millionaire. What I was saying was it was a replacement for using Hangout Millionaire to poke or test keywords, which is one of the strategies that I've talked about. I've always used Hangout Millionaire for, which you should be aware of. Like when we did the local SEO case study, I used Hangout Millionaire to poke the keywords to determine which niche I was going to enter and build the site around. This is for testing purposes only. In other words, it tests keywords, identifies which keywords you can rank with zero work, and then you go in immediately after it's generated the report and shows you which keywords can rank. Then it deletes the videos. Then you still have to go out and produce your regular, finished, final, polished versions of your videos and upload them to your money channels. Okay, so and that's what with Hangout Millionaire you can kind of do that right off the bat. But again, this is a very quick and way less expensive option to be able to test your keywords very quickly. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, well that was it for questions. If you want to carry on, Jeffrey.
Right, well let me see if I have anything else here. Go back to my... This is pretty much... Yeah, this slideshow was from one of the previous ones I did, but it's basically the same stuff. So, folks, that's it. I will tell you that we have had, since we released this, 1, 2, 3. We're in our 4th price in a month, and I suspect it will go up again. All right.
Yeah, it's worth it. I'm not even sure what your price is right now. I didn't even look at the pricing page, but I know it's worth it considering the amount of work and time that it'll save you to be able to test keywords. One of the questions that we often get is how can we tell if we're going to be able to rank a video for this particular this whatever keywords that a student wants to rank for, and we often tell them you test it because that's really the only way to tell, unless there's already a video on page 1, which the only way to tell is to test. So this will eliminate the need for you to go out and manually upload a video to test. So,
okay, I am going to give you a couple more things. One is for those who are here, and those who aren't here are going to be sad that they weren't. Bradley, I don't know how to put this into a chat box for Hangouts.
Okay. What, you just want the URL, the link? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a chat window on the left-hand sidebar of your Hangout screen.
Okay. Let me
There's
get
a little
back to
the top left button.
That, or if you send it just to
Okay.
Bradley or something, we can put it on the event page for
Yeah.
you.
If you just post it in chat over there. There you go. We got it.
Okay. Now, that goes to an opt-in box. It goes to an opt-in box because I'm giving you, for those who want it, I'm giving you it's a licensed piece of software. We sell this every day, right? And it's very simple. And what it does is it takes a list of keywords and it goes to Google and it checks to see if there's a YouTube video on page 1.
Cool.
Which generally means if there's a video there, then you know it's possible to rank video there. So, you know, on the one hand, you've got Buddy VIP telling you whether you can instantly rank something, and you've got this piece of software that tells you whether it's possible. This is not for everybody who buys the software. This is just for the folks who are here. All right.
Okay. Very good.
The other thing that I want to pass on to you is about monetization, because a lot of guys have sold programs, and I hope I'm not putting my foot in my mouth because I haven't listened to a lot of your sales pitch, Bradley. But a lot of guys sell programs where the idea is we're going to create one video and we're going to go out there and we're going to sell it for $500 to $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know what they've been smoking. I wish I had some of it. But the thing is, it's just not very realistic. And my argument has always been, if you have a video that's worth $2,000 a month, the only way you can really prove that value is in terms of the leads that it generates.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can prove it in terms of the leads that it generates, why aren't you selling the leads? All right, because it becomes a no-brainer buy for the person who's buying them, right? It says I'm actually getting the call. But I came across a situation recently with a customer that his situation didn't fit any of the traditional models. Bradley, are you familiar with the Thomas Registry?
Yeah, that's an industrial product.
Exactly.
Directory
exactly.
or something like that.
It's a directory of manufacturers. So if you wanted to buy pop rivets in bulk, you would go in there and you'd look up a manufacturer, right? And they charge people to be in this, like the Yellow Pages used to do pricing. Where you are in the directory, you know, determines how much you spend, and it's somewhere between $8,000 and $15,000 a year. Anyway, this guy used to be a VP for him, and they put up a website that doesn't rank for anything, and he wants to compete with them. So he's putting up these really quality videos. And I says, well, how are you going to monetize this? Because you can't really do it the same way the directory does in terms of pricing, and a manufacturer's not going to pay by the lead because he doesn't know what size the order is going to be, right? It's not like dealing with a personal accident injury attorney. So how are you going to handle that? And the manufacturers also aren't going to pay on an affiliate basis. That would be too much of a pain for them. They're just not set up for it. Here's what we came up with. Take a market, poke it, and find 15 opportunities. Put those into a package and go to someone and say, I have 15 videos that are up in your market. And what my guarantee to you is that at any given time, 5 of them will be on page 1.
Right.
Now, it may be like car pistons. Some are going to go up, some are going to come down, right? But there will always be 5 there. And then give them, based on their industry, a price that they can live with.
Yeah.
And this tool makes it just incredibly simple to do that.
Yeah, that's good advice because Jeff, that's what I always say. Something very similar about people saying that they go out and rent their videos for $500 a month, and other people will tell you that, and I flat out say, hey, God bless you if you can do it. That's not realistically. That's not how I price videos for the clients that I do video SEO services for or lead gen videos. I do a lot of video SEO for video production companies, local video production companies, and I charge them. I do wholesale SEO, which they mark up and then sell retail to their video clients, and I only charge $100 a month per video. And sometimes, if I can't get their one video to rank for that $100 a month, I'll go do something similar. I always used Hangout Millionaire until now to test. But what I will do is go check out like 5 other keywords, run that same video through those for those 5 keywords to poke those keywords, and then I go back to the client and say, the customer, which in my case the video production company handles the client. I just answer to the video production company, and I say, look, I wasn't able to get the one keyword that they originally wanted, but I was able to rank 2 or 3 out of these other 5. Will that suffice? And I let them make the decision that if they want to keep the contract going or let it go. And for me, like people say, well, you're giving away 2 or 3 videos a month for $100. And I said, well, it didn't take me any additional work. All I did was upload them, run them through Hangout Millionaire, and get them the same video to go through that channel. And if they rank and it's no additional work for me, what difference does it make? I still get to keep that money, right? So I like your approach in saying that because I think it's a more practical way. If you're charging somebody $500 a month for a video and that video takes a dip at all, you're going to get a phone call. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and you're a con.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're going to be thinking. They're going to be thinking you're a con, right? So if you tell them up front, listen, I don't know how to break this to you, but I don't own Google.
Yeah.
Therefore, I don't control them, right? And these things are going to move around. But you know, if they give you $500 for 15 videos, knowing that 5 are always going to rank, and if you're using this system, keeping 9 there would be pretty much child's play.
Right.
Then you're in a great position to go back in month 2 or month 3 and say, would you like to buy another package? You can get to these numbers that people are dreaming about, but you have to do it in a realistic fashion.
Totally agree.
And if somebody actually has somebody who's paying $2,000 for a video, they've got a fool for a client.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, thank you. Is there any other questions? Adam, did we see any other
I'm
questions?
checking right now, and I don't see anything else. But
Okay, cool.
I think this will be good. People can check this out and see. I mean, I obviously the
one thing we
proposition's
forgot.
easy enough to be able to check this stuff out.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I did. Jeff, did you say we had a coupon code for anybody that wanted to purchase?
You have a coupon code Bradley will save you $50.
Oh, nice.
$50. Okay, so I'm going to actually put that on the slide that's showing right now, guys. We'll probably send this replay out to our email list as well. And we'll cut out the part about the additional software, the free software, Jeff. But so coupon code Bradley. And again, we want to thank you for coming on, man. Like I said, once I got to actually play with the software, I picked it up, I don't know, it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and I ran it a handful of times already now, and I said, wow, this is really cool. I know our audience would probably find this useful, so I'm glad that you worked with me to get on a webinar. That was pretty cool.
Thank you very much, you folks. Have a good night. Take care.
Awesome. Thanks for being here.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Okay, cool, guys. So we got a couple other items we're going to discuss. If there's any other follow-up questions, guys, go ahead and post them, and I'll try to answer them. Like I said, I've got to run it several times now. I'd say 4 different projects plus one of I'm working on a side project with one of our students, and I installed it on our VPS, and he's been running it multiple times for testing some different keywords we're trying to do a project for. So we've got a chance to put it through the ringer, and it works really well. And it's inexpensive. I can tell you I still have Hangout Millionaire, and I'm still going to use that, but not so much for the poking part anymore because this is faster. With Hangout Millionaire, it takes the process is, especially if you're using the live stream YouTube Live instead of doing Google Hangouts on Air. For those of you that have Hangout Millionaire, it takes a while to run through the process, and this is so much faster as far as for just poking. And again, all this will do is identify which keywords rank with no work, and no syndication networks, no nothing, just like total spam YouTube accounts that aren't completed, don't have any profile links, nothing. And then once it identifies them, which keywords rank, you just press the delete button. It goes back and deletes all of the videos, but it will leave you with a CSV report showing you which has ranked and which ones didn't. And then you can go back and set up a Hangout Millionaire campaign if you have that to produce your final videos, or do them manually. God forbid you do them manually. So.
Yeah, I think it will save a ton of time. Also, it looks like light enough that you do not need to have like the actual server capabilities that you need to have on Hangout Millionaire.
Yeah.
So if it's just for poking stuff, you can run it on your local computer and then, kickstart Hangout Millionaire when you're actually trying to rank and take over or whatever. So
yep.
I think it's a nice addition. And Bradley will pay for your $50. So use that code.
Use that code. I'll pay $50 for it for you.
Yep.